Dawn of the Dead, 1978 commentary, part 5.
This video was sponsored by the World Caregiver Network. For more information, visit www.worldcaregivernetwork.com.
Hello everyone, this is Charles F. Gray, aka Tori Charles. You'll notice how Flyboy is actually loading the chopper full of ammo and other supplies, which is a very good thing, just in case shit hits the fan. Of course, he's also teaching Fran to fly the chopper, which is a good idea, to be honest with you. You always want to have two people that can operate something like this, just in case one of them, well, in a zombie apocalypse, gets killed.
Must get in through the roof.
Son of a bitch.
They got trucks blocking all the entrances. Look at that.
Yeah, trucks. No sweat.
What do you think? Go hit them now or tonight?
Tonight.
Obviously, the bandits know where they are, and they are trying to contact the group inside the mall.
You guys are talking company up there.
Yeah, Here's the company down here. Get these chicks.
Oh, change my mind. You want to try?
Oh, it's a radio.
All right, can it. Okay, listen. How many you got up there anyway? Look, there's three of us.
I think we should.
Jesus Christ! Shut up and listen.
We don't like people that don't share. You just fucked up real bad.
So anyways, the bandits wanted to find out like how many were in the group in the mall. Obviously, they have no idea. And it was good. It was smart of the group inside the mall not to, not to give out any information, because irregardless, basically, the bandits would invade the mall. Now, the thing is, earlier in the scene, I want to be quiet for that, but you saw basically the second in command, which is Blades, Tom Savini. Now, the thing is, basically, he is the only character that I know of that has appeared in a sequel in the Dead series, of course. And he appears as Blades in Land of the Dead, of course, as a zombie.
Just 3, huh?
Holy shit.
They'll get in. They'll move the trucks.
There's hundreds of those creatures down there.
Come on, man, that's a professional army. Looks like they've been surviving on the road all through this thing. Well, let's not make it easy for them. Come on.
Indeed, let's not make it easy for them, for sure. So anyways, basically the raiders, we'll call them, basically, they're going to find a way into the mall, either by moving the trucks or by getting in through other ways. And grenades are always good, always helps. And it's interesting because the raiders actually are enjoying this. Now, obviously, the group in the mall, they are basically locking down the stores just to make it a little bit more difficult for the raiders to actually get in. And I think the idea is basically let the raiders kind of go in, kind of get what they want, and then, let them get out and then recapture the mall. So at least the zombies aren't hiding in stores, right? So they're only in the main part of the mall. There's Blades again. That's funny. So anyways, so that's the strategy initially, but you're going to see where things go really wrong. There's a couple situations that really screw it up for the, for the group in the mall, Peter, Fran, and Flyboy. So anyways, the bikers get in the mall. Apparently this is supposed to be through a loading dock. I guess it doesn't really look like a loading dock, but I guess it is. Glass one, I suppose. Strange.
Doors open. There's going to be 1,000 zombies in here. That'll take the heat off us. These guys are going to have their hands full.
So anyways, so they're going in there. The bikers are basically going in there to get supplies. They have no intention of capturing them all, which would have been actually a smarter thing for them to do. But as they're very nomadic, yeah, no, they just want to get resources and keep traveling, keep traveling, keep traveling. And you're going to obviously see Blades, you know, in a number of more scenes here, which is very awesome. It's very cool because when Blades appears in Land of the Dead as a zombie, you know, his personality is the same. So I always think that basically a person's personality in life would be very similar to their personality in death, especially once a memory started coming back. All right, so we. So again, they're able to get into the different stores by firing off the locks. So got some rings there, going through the clothing store, you know, all sorts of things. So they're basically really trying to get what they need and what they want and get the hell out of there. And yeah, and again causing chaos. Now what I've done is I've edited out the pie scene, or else this thing would be way too long. This part 5 is longer than what I would have liked. They're trying to get obviously the jury is value. They're trying to get that, and you know, it's funny.
Flyboy, where the hell are you?
And this is definitely a pivotal change in the movie. Flyboy is starting to fuck up, basically. And, of course, now they're getting the money, even though it kind of doesn't have a value, but... And here we go with Flyboy.
It's ours.
Now, this changes a situation where, basically, now they know they're being fired upon. Had the bikers just been left alone, they would have went in there, taken the stuff, and left.
Oh, man, what the hell are you doing playing around? Someone's upstairs shooting at us.
God damn it, Flyboy, what the hell are you doing?
So, yeah, Flyboy isn't letting Peter know what's going on. He's literally pissed off. He wants to take back the mall, like, this is ours, we took it kind of idea. You know what, just let the bikers take what they want to take. They can go. Then what you do is you secure them all again, and you kill whatever zombies are inside, and you're fine. And the biker gang will move on, keep moving on, because they're nomadic.
All right, damn it. Now we've got a war.
Yeah, now they've started a war, basically. Oh, there's Machete Zombie. He actually still makes appearances at, you know, horror conventions, so on and so forth. And there is Blades, who will later be a zombie himself in another movie. Bonk. And Blades as a zombie still loves to use that use that frickin' machete. I wonder if it's the same one that he had in this movie. Hard to say, you know. Anyways, the bikers are just, I don't know, I guess having a good time, you know, killing off these zombies, to be honest with you, and getting loot. Again, the zombies are nomadic. They will basically leave. They'll get their stuff and leave and go on. Then you can re-secure them all. They're not going to come back. They're going to keep moving on. So anyways, now Flyboy has to basically escape. And, yeah, it's a really bad situation. This really takes a turn for the worse. They should have fucking stayed upstairs, let the bikers take what they want, or the raiders, whatever you want to call them. And, but now, basically, it's a war. And actually, Peter is an awesome killing machine. Obviously, the guy has excellent aim. And is able to take out quite a few of the bikers. But still, there's so many, right? There's probably hundreds of them, to be honest with you. Oh boy, they're taking some VCRs. Wow.
Hey, man, what the hell you gonna watch on that thing?
Donk. You guys got to keep in mind, you know, back then those TVs would have been worth something, right? Now, obviously not, but back then. Now, here he goes. He goes into the elevator shaft, right? Definitely some screw-ups here, basically. Oh, there you go. Blades meets Peter, which is awesome, actually. I wonder if Blades, the zombie, still remembers who, you know, Peter is. Oh, that guy that got me killed, or that killed me, right? Actually, that killed him, actually.
Oh, you mother.
And the power goes out, which is interesting. Now this, I'm not sure of, basically. I'm not sure how the power would have went out. I don't know if Fran turned it off. I have no idea. The power just basically goes out. Unless it was set on a timer. I have no idea. But basically, if anyone wants to illuminate me on that, that would be great. So he gets away.
I see you! Chocolate man.
So anyways, we bring you back to their, I guess, apartment or suite up above everything. And, yeah, obviously the candles are on.
Peter.
Candles are on, basically. Not sure if she shut off the power and then basically had the candles on or what the deal was. Flyboy's still trying to get a hold of Peter. No response. And then this is where it's a fuck up, basically. Well, you're gonna see Blades get finished off by Peter here. But obviously, if you're watching this, you've probably seen the movie before. Slash, donk. Peter turns on the power. That's a very bad thing for Flyboy. Loses his gun. And he doesn't have his walkie-talkie. So maybe the walkie-talkie fell back down. Well, bad guys are firing at him, thus injuring the arm. Now, if I was Flyboy, I would have not gone back in that elevator shaft. I would make the assumption that the zombies would, the raiders or whatever. Oh, there we go. There's a guy dressed like Dracula, which is kind of cool, like vampire cape, which is funny, but he's a zombie. And the death of Blades, basically. Chest shot. So he probably would have survived the fall, but basically that gunshot wound would have finished him off. But obviously he would have had to get somewhere to safety to turn into a zombie, because Blades' zombie is fully intact. He's not... He would have been fully devoured had he stayed in the pool. So, anyways, basically, now Peter's taking out the rest of them. Now, again, by Peter turning on the power, basically, it really screwed things up for... I don't think he should have turned on the power. I think he should have left things dark. Or he takes out that guy. I would say maybe that guy's... I don't know what rank he is. Maybe number 3. Who knows? And there he goes. This is a very cool scene or whatever. Of course, the other motorcycle guy just like keeps driving. Oh well. And this guy's has one of those like yeah, very cool guns. Tommy guns. That's what they are. Anyways, this guy's insane. He keeps wanting to try and get his blood pressure tested, which is absolutely idiotic. And he's, well, you're gonna see his very cool death. Donk. Here we go. He should have never went down. He should have brought the walkie-talkie up with him. He should have never went down.
Where the hell are you?
In the elevator.
Those things, they're all over the place. Climb up top. I'll get you out of the grid in the shaft.
And now you're going to see why he shouldn't have went down. Because he physically does not have the strength. He should have just stayed above the elevator. And even without the walkie-talkie, Peter would have found him. Peter would have been able to get to him safely. Because, of course, you know, obviously the ducks. Now, this guy's, of course, dead. All for wanting to change his, or check his, you know, blood pressure, which is funny. Anyways, the zombies reclaim the mall. The remaining raiders are basically being, basically devoured alive. I think those are supposed to be pig guts at, That's interesting. So yeah. So anyways, basically I have the situation where the zombies reclaim the rightful place in the mall, I guess you can say. And basically, see, Peter... Oh, Flyboy's able to mostly get up, but the zombies get in by fluke by just pushing on the thing and push the buttons. And now he's been bit. He's finished for. And you'll see what ends up happening as he is basically pulled down. Peter should have never turned on the power, because then the elevator would have been between floors. Peter's trying to get a hold of Flyboy, but yeah, turning on the power basically was a bad thing for Flyboy. Yeah, Peter can basically hear what's happening, and yeah, basically this Flyboy's finished basically. But this is a very horrific, cool scene. So anyways, we have Fran here. She has no idea what's going on. There's a guy who looks like the son-in-law from Archie Bunker, whatever that show's called. I don't know if it's All in the Family. Peter wants to go back for him. He's like, he really knows it. That's it. He's just frustrated. But it's cool, like, how he fights off the zombies. They're getting so many major bites in there, but he's able to, well, you're going to see he's able to basically fight them off, which is, it's a great scene. I'll be honest with you. It's horrific. He should have never went down to get the walkie-talkie. If he waited, if Flyboy waited up in the you know, above the elevator, Peter would have been able to retrieve him eventually, basically, and the zombies wouldn't be able to get to them, and the bikers already left them all. So, like I said, they're nomadic. So anyways, he gets the zombies out of there, kills one, and so on and so forth, or kills a couple, I should say. But, unfortunately, the wounds are going to be too great. This is such a good scene. They're about to get, and they're like, oh, it's fresh meat, and all of a sudden, oh shit, he's a zombie. And then they just turn around, fuck. And they don't even care about him. Like, it's not like, hey, you're a zombie. Hey, you're one of our friends. It's like, you don't mean anything anymore. It's like, I don't even know if zombies are... I don't think they're even aware of each other. Because they're inconsequential to each other. They just, at least in their own minds, oh, they're in the gun shop. Of course, they're not going to be able to utilize that. The clothing store that you saw earlier in the film. Again, the zombies are basically, you know, symbolic for consumerism. And they're just repeating the roles or actions that they did in their living lives. They're really fucking up the stores, though. That's why you don't want zombies in stores, because they'll just make a huge mess and they'll never clean up. Oh, there's Flyboy the zombie, and how he came out of... I'll just say this: how he came out of the elevator, like how he positioned, how he even walked on his foot that way, like to actually be able to bend it that way. I know he's not putting a lot of weight on it, but how he was able to do that, I mean, maybe put on a shoe weirdly so he could do that. It's pretty fucking gross, basically. It shows how messed up his body is. And it's interesting, he still has a gun around his finger. But he doesn't know it's a gun, but it just happens to be there. But he does know, again, zombies have residual memories from their former lives, and he does know that there's a fake wall there. Now, I said earlier in my, in earlier narration when they were building the wall, well, they should have built it better. You build it with 2x4s or 2x6s, and you actually build it like a real wall, drywall and everything. That way you can't push through because there's actually solid wood there and drywall. No, they use some shitty wallboard. Anyways, guess who's coming up? Guess who's coming up?
Get out of here.
So this is a point. The characters are coming up. Peter really doesn't feel like he has anything to live for. He wants to stay. This must be very horrifying for Fran because, I mean, she's a woman and she's pregnant. Her chance of survival in a chopper, even though she can fly it,
I really don't.
is negligible. So anyways, here he comes. This is the interesting part. Flyboy comes in as a zombie, but he purposely shuts the door because he doesn't want the other zombies in there. He's like, this is my place. And there's some reason he's there for food. Kaboom. He's there for food, but he's like, but he still thinks, nope, this is my place. This was his home. This is his memories. And then, of course, he dies. Guess what? The door pops open. Again, this door is so stupid because doesn't it latch? That doesn't make sense. They just push it open. It's weird. Anyways, it's kind of I think a hole in the, because obviously the little door latch thing kind of was, you can see that's open. Oh, there's one of the funny zombies. He's, yeah, he's a pretty interesting zombie, that guy. He just kind of, was all wobbly and stuff, right? You've seen him earlier in the movie. So anyway, she decides she's going to be like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to survive. I don't want to be eaten alive by this. Obviously, she wants to protect her unborn child. And then Peter's just, I don't know, just ready to basically commit suicide. And then there are these zombies again, you know, they're not very good house guests. They wreck things, they're clumsy, they bump into things. Have you ever had a clumsy friend who basically every time he comes over, he knocks over something or whatever? That's what these zombies remind me of, just having a lot of clumsy people. Well, then of course they want to eat you. So this is a part that I find a little bit of a hole. It's like they're climbing up the ladder. I don't think they would have the dexterity for that. Imagine basically being entirely wasted and trying to climb a ladder. I don't think you'd be very... And especially this, especially the, I guess you can say the fire escape ladder, whatever you want to call it. That, I don't think they could maneuver at all. I think the wooden ladder, they would have knocked over. And the other ladder, yeah, it's up there, but it's secured. But I don't think they'd have the strength or dexterity to actually climb up it. But hey, I didn't make the movie. So anyways, zombies are on the rooftop. Again, they're basically, now they're looking for... It's nice that they're courteous. It's funny, the zombies bump into each other, but of course going up the ladder, they're courteous, like, okay, you first. Okay, now I'll wait my turn. Now I'll wait my turn. Because technically they would all just try and storm up the ladder and knock it over. The wooden ladder. He's almost going to kill himself. He has one, probably, I'm guessing one shot in the gun. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe a couple bullets. We'll see. So anyways, the zombies are approaching a helicopter. One shot. There you go. And his chance of Peter's chance of getting bitten at this point, they're going to wreck his bed too, and oh well. His chance of getting bitten at this point is pretty high. But it's interesting now that he wants to go up. It's like, oh, all the zombies that wanted to go on the roof just magically are on the roof. Now, Fran's leaving. Now, if he would have waited even like another 20, 30 seconds, she wouldn't have seen him. She would have flew off, and Peter would be stuck on the roof. And, well, actually, he probably would have cleared off the roof. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think you could have secured the upper level again, to be honest with you. And there's a zombie that took Roger's gun earlier, like way earlier in the movie. Now he has this gun now. And he's just one of these kind of more friendly zombies, like, oh, I got another gun. Or he doesn't know what it is, but... Whew. So anyways, he finally gets in there. Peter gets in there. Luckily, Fran can fly. She's actually grown as a character quite a bit during this movie.
Not much.
How much gas? Not much.
All right.
Like, he's just like, okay. He's like, okay. And then they fly in the distance. They fly into the distance. Very little gas. They do have supplies and ammo and food in there. And the zombies have reclaimed them all. Very cool. Very awesome. Very neat. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this series of Dawn of the Dead commentaries. This is Charles F. Gray, Atari Charles, over and out. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you want to support the channel or hire one of my services, the links are in the video description below. Thank you.
This video was sponsored by the World Caregiver Network. For more information, visit www.worldcaregivernetwork.com.